Well, good evening guys and girls. Hope everyone's doing okay. That was the end of our Spanish trip last week. You join me tonight on a trip down to Exeter, down in Devon. What day is it today? Tuesday. I'm back in a 500S this week for a little while. The little donkey went into the garage to get put down. Not to get sorted. It's only going to stick with local work, this thing. Local UK work, maybe. It might be able to do some little bits and pieces. Just going across empty to Rotterdam in Belgium and ship across back on a ferry. It can't handle any mountains or hills. So the little donkey, it tried its best. It almost died on me. It got me back in one piece. So as you can see, the weather's terrible. I've got more wires in here than an Al Qaeda bomb maker's gaff. And I've already had to endure an imbecilic car driver trying to get onto the slip road. All 3 lanes of a motorway were clear. I was indicating. In the end I just pulled out. I thought, you absolute idiots. Literally refused to move to lane 2 or 3, so tough shit. I got up to speed, I was indicating, I was waiting for him to see if he were going to move across. No, so I just went, made a move. Those kinds of people like that are just clueless imbeciles. When the motorway is completely empty, for them not to see your indicators and refusing to move, sometimes you're indicating them, you're not asking them to move, you're telling them shift, and if you refuse to move, you're going to make you move. And then of course a passenger was looking at me. They got the 1 finger salute. They're the ones that get me even more irate, the passengers who are oblivious to the nonsense their drivers are doing. Usually they're other halves and they don't drive. Now my Fast 7 FedEx, only just. And we get down this hill, let's get a bit of a roll. Now we're quite heavy again, and even though we're heavy, I can feel the difference between a 500 and the little 450 little donkey. You can feel it, and this one is sitting at 90, so at least we're back up to 56. So now not only am I 50 horses up, 50 little donkeys up, but I'm 1.5 mile an hour up as well, so I could do with getting a bit of a big roller to get away from this fella so he can't see me. I'm going to look right to see what this van's doing, and I got past. Yeah, as you can see, it's still reasonably light outside. So let's get ourselves down the road. It's a fair old trek from here, this. It's about 255 miles. Well, I say it's a fair old trek. After we've done what we did last week, it's not too bad, let's put it that way. Right, let's indicate in. Is you going to flash me in, Mr. Mercedes? Yes. Merci beaucoup. And I'm going to post one of my other videos down the line to see if, in case someone doesn't flash you in on a summer's day, try to look for your shadows and you'll see what I mean. But if you are faster than them, obviously you can tell. Look at your trailer, then give it a few seconds, excuse me, once you pass the cab, and then indicate left. Still doesn't flash you in, pull in. As long as you know you've cleared it, you've cleared him if you're faster than him. So you can hear how windy it is. Very, very windy. It's grey. It's miserable. So So yeah, we're gonna go down. We've got back to our favourite place, Lidl. Well, we're down to Lidl Exeter tonight, so well, yes, tonight / in the morning. So luckily I left reasonably early, so I'll get there, get this off, park up, take 11 hours rest, get my head down, and then we might have a back load back out of the was it a cheese place? Yes, the cheese place down in Devon, where I did my very first video, I think I can't even remember, but one of them anyway. V8 versus narrow country lanes in Devon. So if we go down there, we'll be able to see for 500 what the difference is going down the same route against the 660 V8. So I've had a good rest. I had the stresses of Enfield yesterday. That was fun. Not really. So yeah, what happened in that video, obviously I went down there, I turned into the little road, I went to the bottom, I spun round and I pressed the bell. I said to the guy, right, I'm here, I've spun round. Are you going to just come round with a forklift to the back door and unload it? Oh, sorry, drive. I can't go that far down the side of a trailer. You're going to have to then go back up, spin back around and face the way you did when you first came in. I thought, you're taking a piss. So I had to go back to the end of the road, done a quick U-ey and put it there again, and that load was very, very heavy. Literally just a little over 1,000 kilograms each. And I had to say to the fella, sorry mate, you're gonna have to give us a lift with this. Either get 2 people on the back of this, you stick on the forklift, or get the electric pump truck. Oh sorry, they need it in the warehouse. Well, tough shit mate, I need it in the back of here. They've probably got more helpers in the warehouse than I've got on here. I've driven this damn thing all the way up from Spain. Stop taking the piss. So I've told the office, if we have to do that one again, tell that customer you need to put the electric pump truck on the back of a trailer, or else it's not happening. It's ridiculous. Nice, alright. Very nice. So let's get down the road. I hit some ridiculous traffic on the way up. I had my camera on charge. I thought, I'm not gonna, I guess I should have filmed the traffic to show you what a joke, how bad it was. What usually takes a journey of about 2 hours and 15 to get up to Preston took literally. Alright guys and girls, back on the road again here, down the M5 at the moment, heading down to Exeter, and yet again just people clueless as to how to drive. Just sat in the middle lane, just chucking it down. Why don't you just move left, mate? Honestly, it angers me. But anyway, I'll let you guys come for a little ride along tonight. Have some evening rainy vibes to help you get to sleep. You can hear how very windy it is. I'm going to leave this off for some ASMR action, some noise you can get to sleep with. So after here I'm going to stop talking. I'll let you guys just watch the sights, and if you can't sleep, listen to a bit of the noise of the wind, rain and a truck. What's a surprise? Motorway closure. M5 closed. Junction 9 to 11, so just after Strensham. Excellent. Buonasera ragazzi. Buenas noches, mi amigos, chicos y chicas. Boa noite. Dobranoc. Good evening, guys and girls. Ride along with me on the M5 for a little bit. Some nice classical. Ride along with me now, guys, as we're going to come off the M5 into some diversions. It never ends, and this is the nightmares of driving in England after being over on the continent. I'm hoping I can make these lights here so I can follow these guys. you guys clearly saw the sign there, diverted traffic left of that roundabout as we came off a slip road. So you can see how the confusion could have started if had I gone left there. And that's why I was saying, let me get onto the back of this convoy, just follow the trucks. Now let's just hope that Samworth hasn't got his depot along here and I'm following him, but I can see a lot of traffic down this way, so I know there's another sign there, diverted traffic. Now, as much as I love driving in England, don't get me wrong, I love England, some beautiful roads, some gorgeous scenery. The only thing I don't like is the diversions at night time, and they're incessant. They eat into your day, they eat into your driving hours. Excuse me. Oh, don't tell me I'm coming down with a slight cold here. Coming from the hot climate and then getting into the cold and wet. Now we're currently in Tewkesbury and you can see the traffic here. Get through these lights, come on. Now again, we've got to be wary of the load shifting, so you can't be going round corners too fast. Now for me, I've got some tall pallets, double and treble stacked with meat from the abattoir which I collected from before. So now as you can see, I made it through the lights now. Had I had a slow wagon, I would have been probably missed them lights. And as I came off a slip road, had I gone left, you know, could have been going somewhere completely different. So which is why the Highways Agency, please just leave one set of bloody diversion signs and stop pissing about putting 2 or 3, because it's confusing. Jumping into this 500 from a little 450, I can feel the extra 50 horses straight away. It seems got more torque. It's definitely got more torque, and just with the added speed as well, you can feel it way. It's way more effective at handling this weight, and we're pretty much full to the back door as well. Although this will be closed for 2 junctions, the amount of time that we could lose here could be the difference between me having to take another break before I get down to Exeter, or this could be towards the end of a week. This could be the difference between me potentially running out of time and having to take another 24-hour break and not making it back to the yard, depending on how long this diversion will last for. used to run up and down the M5 down to Plymouth on a few occasions, and the amount of roadworks and closures, honestly, it became unbearable. I just practically had enough of it. I think like in 1 week I ran down to Plymouth, I think it was like twice or 3 times, and honestly it was pretty much like this. Roadworks at Bristol, roadworks, I forget what other junctions there were, honestly, and it took you on some long crazy detour. Honestly, it's unbelievable. We're back on the road again. Well, we're back on the move, I should say. Just want to make sure the camera was still recording, man. Had to double check it. So, as I was saying before, now, can you imagine one of these little rural towns and villages, and you're trying to get to sleep and you're hearing this amount of traffic, which will be one of the major motorways diverted through your little town and village. And it's well, not extremely, still very windy, as you can hear it. Topic of this video is going to be for me as well, is working nights in England worth it anymore? And the honest answer is no, it isn't. It used to be, where at night time, you know, you used to be such stress free, used to be mainly trucks on the road. There was nowhere near as many road diversions, road closures, road works. So now there's no advantage at all in working nights whatsoever, if you can help it. So, word of advice. Whoa, I felt the trailer step out there then, the back end. So really and truly, where you could do nighttime trunking work before, and trunking is basically when you're shipping a trailer, you're driving a trailer from depot to depot. It used to be so easy. In night time, you said, right, you come in 10, 11 hour shift, 12 hour shift, you go and pick your trailer, you could go and do a set distance, you knew you could do it without any kind of issues. Now you might as well be working days where you're stuck in traffic and your body clock's not going to get messed up. So like with this now, you know, and I've got a long way to go down to Exeter, and then this is just being thrown a spanner in the works. So now I've got 2 hours and 49 left on this driving stint, 4 hours and 16 currently left for the day. Now when I get back on the motorway after, I'll turn on the sat nav. I'll be able to make it within my 4 hours and 16 that's left for the day. But the biggest thing is here now, if I ground out the clock to the 2 hours and 48, if I get back on the motorway and if it's saying Exeter, 3 hours away, let's just say, for example, and I come off here 2 hours and 20, let's just say. So I've got to take another 45 minutes because I ain't going to make it in the allotted time, and then that'll give me access to the remaining time that I have left for my daily drive, if that makes sense. So as you can see, these diversions were an absolute insufferable part of the job. You can kind of expect it. You don't mind a little diversion, but you know, maybe, oh, now what's this person ever drunk here? Be careful on the pavement. Yes, well, he's not drunk. This guy is on drugs. You can tell, I could tell, just looking at his eyes and the way he was always power marching like that. Because nobody in the right mind, or I've seen drunks, you can tell when people are drunk. You can tell a drunk and you can tell a druggie, let's just put it that way. When you've lived in Manchester city centre, you've lived in Salford, you'll know what I mean. And you can spot them a mile off. And it's usually either amphetamines or whiz. So you used to call these whiz heads. Seeing power marching everywhere. And the gearbox is stock again. Are you kidding me? Can you see it? If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure this is the same thing I had the issue with the gearbox. Look, we're stuck in between 10 and 12. Are you fucking kidding me? There we go again, gearbox issue. Hazards on. Service is 5 miles away. I'm gonna have to try to come off this and now it's come back again. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm gonna have to get off to this next services because I'm not about to sit beside of a motorway. No way. Now this is why I'm glad I document these again, because again, if it isn't filmed, it won't be believed. Now this was it 2 weeks? I can't remember. Must have been about 3-4 weeks ago. When I used this, I had 2 breakdowns, 2 days back to back. Once coming back from Holyhead, and then the second day I was near Northampton. I had to get the wrecker to come and save me. So this is still not right. So I'm just going to come off at the next services and turn this off. Because if that would have happened then, say for example, if I was overtaking on a dual carriageway, if I had somebody behind me, if I'd started to overtake and I was faster than somebody, next thing I lost all power, I couldn't move back left, I had someone on my rear end, that is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. And I'm still 110 miles away, more or less. making me wonder what kind of curse have I had. I've had this one, I'm sure it was 3-4 weeks ago, gearbox problem. Little donkey, that one was just with too much weight on it. And this one again, this is from the same issue from 3-4 weeks. So I'm going to pull in at Gloucester Services and just turn it off, and hopefully that does a hard reset that it did for the little donkey. So when I get into Gloucester, I'm going to pull in, then I'll contact the office to tell them what I'm doing. Excuse me. So I'm glad, again, this is on. We're not a million miles away from the services. There we go, 1 mile. Gloucester, I'm pretty sure it's the same owners that own T-Bay services up the M6 North and the Junction 38 truck stop as well. And these are lovely services. Bit pricey, but it's all locally sourced farm foods, and it's a nice service. You probably can't see it at night time. Farm shop and kitchen. Right, we're going to pull in here. I'm going to have to do a quick half an hour reset, and it's exactly the same issue I had when it broke down. Exactly. Are we going to have any kind of space? But I'm gonna park out the way here. Or I could park here. Well, let's park here. Now sometimes what you don't want to do is, let's have a look, is you don't want to forget where you're going to go, because if you miss, or if you get where you parked, if you drive past it, and it can be a bit of a pain in the derriere. So I'm going to pull up next to Borough Trans here. Now remember, get it lined up 45 degrees. Now, Borough Trans is a white truck. We're getting nice and slow. Plenty of space here, so nice and easy. No need to rush. That's just my the head mount. Then I just slipped for a second. I just made it slightly difficult. I just got in my eye line. That's why it took a little bit longer for me to reverse it in, because I had plenty of space, dead easy. So remember, park, give ourselves a room. Right, now turn this off a minute, put it on brake.